Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of John. Today we begin looking at John chapter 10. Now, in the first half of this chapter, the emphasis is upon Jesus telling the people that he is the good shepherd. He's going to say, I am the shepherd of the sheep. I am the good shepherd. Now, you recall one of the things we have noticed throughout John is this emphasis upon the I am statements. Remember, Jesus had told the people around him before Abraham was, I am. Remember that? That was a claim to be God. But also he has a number of I am statements, such as he said to the Samaritan woman, when she said, when the Messiah comes, he'll teach us these things. And Jesus said, I am he. I am the Messiah. After he fed the 5,000, Jesus said, I am the bread of life. I am the bread of life. And then just a couple of chapters ago, we saw he said to the people in Jerusalem, I am the light of the world. So there's this emphasis upon Jesus as the great I am. And now in chapter 10, he's going to go further with that by saying, I am the good shepherd. Now this begins in chapter 10 with a statement he makes to the Pharisees. So let's read the first few verses of John chapter 10. Very truly I tell you, Pharisees. You see how this is addressed specifically to the Pharisees, those who have been refusing to believe in Jesus, those who have been opposed to him. He says, very truly I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, then he is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. Now the gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name, and he leads them out. When he's brought out all of his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him, because they know his voice. They'll never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. Jesus used this figure of speech, but the Pharisees did not understand what he was telling them. Jesus is trying to convince the Pharisees that he is the shepherd. He's come to call his sheep. He is the good shepherd. He'll use that phrase in just a few verses very specifically. The one who comes to the gate is the shepherd. He calls his sheep. They follow him. They hear his voice. They know his voice. They won't follow a stranger. Now he's saying this to the Pharisees because they are rejecting him as the shepherd. By refusing to believe in him, they are refusing to follow the shepherd, all to their own harm, all to their own peril. They are refusing to recognize the voice of the shepherd. He says the one who enters by the gate is the shepherd. Anyone else who comes another way is a thief and a robber. He wants the Pharisees to understand the choice they are making is so significant. It is an eternal choice. Their eternal destiny is on the line. The shepherd has come. And yet they are refusing to hear the voice of the shepherd. Through their obstinate unbelief, through their refusal to see who Jesus is, refusal to recognize the miracles as authenticating him, the signs and wonders, they are refusing the shepherd. Thus they are following those who are thieves and robbers, all to their own harm and ultimately to their destruction. But Jesus says, the sheep, my sheep, will hear my voice. My sheep will respond to me. My sheep will follow me. Notice the good shepherd leads the sheep. He calls them and he leads. The choice of faith is to follow. Jesus is setting the scene that they will understand, or they should understand, that he is the good shepherd. He's calling. The question is, will you follow? Will you hear his voice? Will you follow where he leads? Jesus still calls today. He still comes to us as the good shepherd. He calls us. We must follow. We don't want to be like the Pharisees, who refuse to believe, refuse to follow, and refuse to enter into the life that he offered. We want to be of his sheep who know his voice and who follow him wherever he leads. Remember the old song we sing in the church sometimes? I can hear my Savior calling. I can hear my Savior calling. I can hear my Savior calling. Take thy cross and follow me. Where he leads me, I will follow. Where he leads me, I will follow. Where he leads me, I will follow. I'll go with him all the way. Jesus comes as the Good Shepherd. He calls us. Question is, will we follow him where he leads? Let us be of his sheep, of his flock. Let us follow the Good Shepherd wherever he leads us. Join us tomorrow as we continue looking at John chapter 10 in our 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of John.